I don't know if you've heard about this, but Bristol City Council, and this is where the anonymous graffiti artist Banksy, I don't know if you've heard of him, he supposedly comes from there. Now they've decided that they're no longer going to remove murals or graffiti from spaces or buildings without first consulting the public. Now apparently they've come under fire for painting over these murals and removing them, as people have been arguing that some graffiti has artistic merit and they should be available for the public to enjoy. So what they're going to do is they're going to post the images on their website and get the public to comment. If they don't like them, and then they'll be erased. And if they do like them, they'll be left. So what do you think? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think graffiti can ever be art?
I don't get it. I just don't get it. I think if somebody goes and does something on a wall, somebody might like it, but there's another 10 who don't. And I just think graffiti brings the area down, and that for me has always been. I lived in a few places in the world, and it you know, I've looked at it and it's always been graffiti, and that always makes you feel a bit uneasy. And I think art is a very personal thing. I think if you want to get something by Banksy, buy it for your house. But not everybody wants to see it as they walk to work every morning.
Isn't there a difference between art, you know, and you saw there that Banksy picture of the man hanging out of the window, and, you know, the sort of names that are scribbled on toilet walls and, you know, on the side of buildings. Surely there's a difference between the two.
Still vandalism, though, isn't it? At the end of the day,
though, yeah.
You know, you're sort of vandalising someone else's property. It's never your property, is it? Unless it's someone who, you know, owns a house that they want the side of their house painted by a graffiti artist. Personally, I can't see the art in it myself.
But if the person who owns it doesn't complain, do you think that makes it okay?
Well, I don't think, and also if you're voting for somebody to do this, it gives somebody a licence to go and draw on anything then. You know what I mean? A bus stop, a statue, anything. I don't think we can do that.
What about the argument, I mean, that art is for everyone to enjoy, and not everyone, especially youngsters, would want to go and wander around the Tate Modern, or would want to go...
Not a residential area, which is the end of a house, somebody's house. I don't think that's fair. And if you vote, if you're going to vote, that means it's okay to do that. So people will inevitably take advantage of that situation, and I don't think that should be allowed. Having said that, if at the end of the wall of my house was a picture of Mark, I would agree.
Bring Banksy up.
I mean, some of these walls, you know, that people like Banksy have drawn on and done pictures of, they've sold for hundreds and thousands of pounds. It's actually actually raised the value of the building. We've got a picture here. This is in New York. Now that's a Banksy picture. It's a giant rat, obviously. You know, what do you think about that? There's also another one in London. It's a British soldier relieving himself against a wall. Now that's a Banksy picture as well. Do you find that funny? Does that not, you know, make you laugh?
Some of them are undoubtedly, you know, entertaining. They're very clever, and I mean, there was one in my road once, and it was Jade Goody, and it was quite distasteful. There it is. And it was at the time, you know, obviously she was dying, and they were, whoever did it, it was making the point really that a lot of people were cashing in on Jade Goody. She got the pound sign on her face, and This is England, and the vultures above her, and I saw it. It wasn't there for very long because the council got rid of it within hours, but you know, it did actually make a good point. But whatever you say, graffiti is graffiti, and it's always done on public property or someone else's property, and it's still, I don't know, to me, I do think it makes an area look
Why can't they have a
ugly.
public area? Why can't they have something like, you know, where the skateboarders are? Why can't they have an arena like that, like the Bull Ring or something, and that they can go and do that there, so we can all go, even though it's outside, so you're not, you know, a lot of people will
have areas like that.
Well, a lot of people won't go to art galleries, will they? So that would be a free area where you could just go, and anybody could go, and anybody could do the graffiti. So you're not going to a residential area and writing on somebody's home.
But I mean, as we were just saying, a lot of it depends on you know, what's been painted, how well it's been painted, and the subject matter as well. Now, to be honest, if I saw this on a wall, I'd be hugely flattered, because that's us.
Oh my!
Oh, look at that! Loose alive!
Oh my God!
It is. There we go. What do you think?
Not happy. Get the paint can out.
Okay. All right. No. Well, after the break, we'll be.